everyone. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my podcast. It's called the Pin Goal Podcast. We're going to discuss a few interesting topics, or at least things that I find interesting and I want to share with other people. My name is Slimane. I'm 26 years old. I'm the author of Theory of Framing Functionalities. The book is going to be available in Amazon by the end of March. There's a concept. A lot of people hate me for it because I use it a lot. This concept exists in sociology. I believe that I find quite interesting, and I want to share it with you. It's called general consensus. So general consensus is simply general agreement. So in all forms of sociality and social norms, it's something perceived as agreed upon phenomenon and not restricted within its limits or limits created by a general disagreement. Such concept, if projected upon mutual human experience, we can find that it contradicts the basis of socialism in terms of what's established as an agreement and what's not established as an agreement, meaning disagreement. So to further understand general consensus, I have to give you an example. So suppose you are in place A, you're person A in place X. You woke up late and you had to have breakfast really quick because you're pretty late. You left home in a rush. So few minutes stormed by and you've got stuck in traffic. Then you start buzzing off the horns of your cars in front of at someone or at the next car in front of you. And that person got really frustrated because they're really annoyed of the noise your horns are making. So they raise the middle finger outside of from their window, or curse you out maybe. So this is scenario A. So let's switch off to another parallel scenario. So now you're someone B. You woke up late and you had breakfast in a hurry as well. You left home in a rush too, and then you got stuck at traffic. Now the difference here is that person B opens the door of their car and leaves to check up on the furtherance of the traffic instead of buzzing off the horns of their car. And the person next to them or next in front of them goes off as well outside of their car, meets person B to complain about the traffic itself. So here, what happens is that generality and consensus is an agreement in some sort, which is something we need to agree on. Because in both cases, people are angry and fed up of traffic. However, the difference here is that someone bugged up middle finger and the other displayed it as a complaint by talking to someone else. So the manifestation of, or the reaction produced from the generality and experience here is that it depends on people and depends on circumstances and depends on social conditions. So my conclusion here is that whatever you are conditioned to produce by society or by time, by your environment, lives with you until it manifests in different forms. And general consensus here is that everyone is angry and fed up of traffic. Everyone. However, the way we react to traffic is different. So what I want to, as a query here, is that what if morals were a general consensus? Because based on my overall perspective, morals are dependent on the individual's subjectivity. And so if you ask people to define it, everyone would define it differently or define it from a personal point of view. Therefore, what's wrong and right or bad and false are subject to personal indicative definitions. So this is something I want to talk about as well. It's moral philosophy. So moral philosophy here, I believe, is extremely interesting in that matter. As a philosophy that contemplates what is right and wrong. So it explores the nature of morality and examines how people should live their lives in relation to others. So I believe that morality or morals is something based on personal determinism to either implant them as a system within your individual persona or not. So there's a concept in my book called the plantation process. It talks about how features are acquired, wired, and maybe installed within our human system. So morals are not what we ought to do, but what we understand and then do. So here, as human beings, we need to understand what morals are, first of all, and then we need to accept morals as they are, either accept them as they are, or try to formulate them from a personal standpoint. So as I told you, for example, it's pretty moral in some societies that I shake hands with the opposite gender, while in other societies it's extremely immoral to shake hands with the significant gender or sex. So the understanding of morals, or the understanding of how morals operate in different societies or in society in general, falls on the general comprehension of morality itself, on the society itself, and what's taken as understood and what's taken as misunderstood. So it all falls into general comprehension instead of general consensus. So it falls into understanding, having a full resolute understanding about what morality is, instead of a general agreement about what morality is. And that takes us to talking about individuality or individualism as a distinct concept. So when it arrives to solid or infrared concepts such as morals or morality, it's pretty necessary to go for individuality or individual comprehension about what's moral and what's not moral. However, this is going to lead us to using rationality. So rationality is rather subjective as well. So I believe this is basically was a pretty introductory topic, really small topic to discuss with you. Maybe we're going to talk about it furthermore. So see you in the next episode, and see you. Take care of yourselves.